I did the transition thing okay.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
We're like podcasters.
We are. It's
Yeah.
official. Y'all like our new setup, I hope.
Yeah.
We got this.
I don't know if anybody watches other than the clip, but it's nice just in case.
It's true. It's true. You should be watching every minute from like the beginning until the end. If you're not, what are you doing in your life? Anyway, welcome to Nerducators. I'm Chandler.
I'm Russell.
And let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
My notebook's over there.
Oh, okay.
We didn't say professional podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. So first, let's talk about we're still summering. We're at the end of it.
We are. I went back into my classroom yesterday and today, and I'm early, but we're at a conference the week before school starts. So I'm early, but I need to get my room basically set up this week. So yeah, it feels summer break. It feels over to me.
It does. It does for me too. Those last little summer that I'm grabbing at.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on in your personal life right now that's awesome?
So we got a second cat. Yeah. This is little Maz, which is a Star Wars reference because she's tiny and she has big giant eyes. So now we have Logan and Maz, and they took a couple days to get used to each other, but after 3 or 4 days, they were like best friends. They play together all day long. They eat together. They sleep So we got a little household.
I love it.
Little family household going on now.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I had a graduation party this weekend.
Yay!
You and your wife came. It was really awesome. I had a lot of people show up, and that was super special because I finished my master's, and my wife wanted to celebrate me, and so she did the whole shebang, put a lot of work into it, and really made me feel special.
It was, for somebody who didn't know most of the other people that were there, it was a really cool gathering of people. Like a different variety of people. Everybody looked a little bit different. Everybody sounded a little bit different, but all very welcoming, very kind, interesting people. But, I had a blast.
Well, yeah, and I thought it was really cool. I was looking around and I was like, oh my goodness, look at all the different kinds of people that have in my life.
Yeah.
Super happy.
We had
super
that
grateful.
At our wedding, which has now been a while, but knowing like your school life comes together with your family life, which comes together from like my old bartending life and comes together from all of the different places I've lived and all the things. And you're like, oh, that's weird that person knows me from bartending in Las Vegas. And that was one of my students in Sacramento. And that was somebody I worked with in San Jose. And yeah.
Well, and then what I thought was funny too is my friends.
I'm gonna put my phone down there on the ground.
That's good. That's a good place to put your phone. My friends that I forget sometimes are really shy, and they're like, come on over here and talk to these people. You don't have to stand over there. Like.
But that was, I'll be honest, Melissa and I both were like I'm not that guy. I'm fine just sitting in a corner and whatever. And Melissa wasn't in a super outgoing mood that day. But your people just kept coming over and starting conversations. So it was kind of that, like, we're going to force you to have conversations and be part of this. And yeah, it ended up really nice.
Yeah.
Well, congrats again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah. And I'm back to wanting to be a principal. But we're going to see what the future holds. Because you never know. Tomorrow I may be like, no.
By episode 8, you'll be like, I don't even have an admin credential anymore.
Yeah. I'm working back at like a coffee shop somewhere.
Yeah.
Next, what is your tip?
I was going to talk just briefly about Canvas versus Google Classroom.
Oh yeah.
So I am huge on Google Apps, and I think that like Docs, Drive, Sheets, Slides, like I am a big fan of all the Google things. The one thing I don't use is Google Classroom. And I used to use Google Classroom, but I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago or so, there was a move towards Canvas at the high school at least. And a couple of us in middle school and elementary got involved. And Canvas is everything for me. It's a pain because I often have been the only teacher at school sites doing Canvas.
Well, it's usually you and me.
Yeah.
It's you and me doing something.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, folks.
But it is what our high school uses, so the kids are getting to see it. It's what most universities are using now, and at least locally. And so the kids that I teach are getting to see it, and it does everything Google Classroom does, plus a whole bunch. Yeah. It also syncs your grading. So I had 3 8th grade math classes last year. I took all of the kids, put them into one Canvas class, and then I could grade everything right there, or give feedback, or do whatever. And then you press a button, and it pushes it all to Aries. It pushed it to Aries in 3 different, so into your grade book in 3 different grade book classes, all from one Canvas.
And it's so smart.
The press of a button, and it just syncs it. It creates the assignment in your grade book. It gives the score. It gives the due date. It marks it done or not. Like all of these, it just.
Well, all the different tools it has. I don't think that Google Classroom will ever really, and maybe I'll eat my words one day, but I don't think that they're kind of competitors with Canvas, but they're worlds apart in like what you ultimately can do. Like,
Google Classroom feels a little K5 to me.
yeah.
6th, 8 is kind of in the middle. Canvas is high school and college, absolutely. But I've had 6th, 7th, and 8th graders using Canvas for the last 7 or 8 years. And after the first week or two, like it's like this.
Yeah.
We have online discussions, and you can push out an assignment and have it go to different groups. And there's a calendar and email in there and all kinds of stuff.
Well, and I like that you can set up what your homepage looks like. You can either have it go directly to like the modules, or you can have. I'm kind of back and forth about what I'm going to do this year. If I'm going to have it be a modules page, or if I'm going to have where they click on buttons to go to different places online that we utilize. But yeah, it's last year I didn't use it with my Avid class. When I was a middle school teacher, I was using it with you with my English and my Avid classes. But when I made the transition over to the school we're at now together, everybody was using Google Classroom, so I was like, all right. And I haven't enjoyed. I mean, y'all, if Google wants to sponsor us,
we will work with you to create a better
it.
Google Classroom. And I think, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Google Classroom.
Yeah,
Perfectly
there's nothing
fine,
wrong.
Whatever. Canvas is just a more comprehensive version of that. Yeah. So like when you go into my Canvas class, when you go into a Google Classroom, there's your home page, your people page, and like your assignment page or whatever. In Google Classroom, in my Canvas classes, when you go into the class, you land on a home page. And the home page says what the class is. It's got little Marvel pictures and whatever. And then there's a button that they can click that links to the digital notebook so that they can see that. There's a button that links to my week at a glance so that you can see what did we do, what's coming up, all those things. There's a button that goes to like, go here for, homework help hours or meet the teacher or all of those kinds of things. And then you can embed docs, you can embed videos, you can embed Google Slides and docs and sheets and all those things into your pages. You can have links that go other places in your Canvas course or to outside of Canvas. Like it's a one-stop shop for everything you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, and I use it with my students, but I also use it to organize my classroom. Like my newcomer class, I have a module that's phonics, and then I have all my phonics things together, and then math and all my math things together. Now, is my Google Drive also color-coded when organized? Yes, it is. But it's really nice to have just my things that are newcomers things organized. And when I click on it, it's something that I can project to the whole class.
Right.
Or it's something that I can scroll through and print off the materials I need. Because sometimes for a lesson, I need a Google Sheet, a Google something from Canva, and then a YouTube video. Yeah. And then an image. And I can put all of that on one page in my Canva pages and
Yeah.
things like that. Canvas,
Yeah.
yes, Canva.
The other
Canvas.
thing that Canvas
They
does
should have
is,
named them different
I
things,
know,
y'all.
I know. When you go to your dashboard that lists all your classes as a student,
Mm-hmm.
over on one side, it lists everything that has been assigned to you and has a due date on it, with the due date in the order that things are due.
Mhm.
So you've got here's what I have to do, and then right below that, here's the things I've turned in and has been returned to me with a score or a grade or feedback or something like that. So like all in one place, they get all of that information for all their classes.
Yep. Oh.
Or would if they had more than just me doing it.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
know that this episode was going to turn into a advertisement for
Yeah.
Canvas?
Yeah, well, that was my plan. Yeah.
Let's see. My tip is Canva Plus. My most favorite thing in the whole world that I talk about all the time. That I'm one of those people. ChatGPT. So you go. So it's the tool where I can create an entire slide deck or well, in Canvas, it's a presentation. Okay, let's rewind. I go into ChatGPT and I say, make me a year's worth of introduction videos or my opening slides for my class from August 6th, 2025 until June 6th, blah, blah, blah. And
You're doing that in ChatGPT.
I'm doing that in ChatGPT.
Right.
And here are the things that I want to, these are the columns that I want to populate. These are the columns that I need you to populate. So that then I go into the ChatGPT Canvas creator. Canva. I'm not going to get it right today, y'all. Canva. Y'all need to name it different things.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I go into Canva creator and I tag those. I tag the boxes that I created the presentation in, and then it auto-populates a million slides.
I think you're going to have to do a tutorial video on that.
I'm going to have to. I'm not explaining it the best on here, and I realize that. But
Yeah.
what it comes down to is using ChatGPT and Canva, I can create my entire year's worth of opening slides,
So is it like,
or agenda slides or...
So like, let me try to here's what I'm hearing from you, is what you end up with is 180 slides, and each one has like the date, the day, and like something, like trivia fact of the day or whatever, because it's not going to have your agenda in it.
Right.
Because you don't know what you're doing on day 94.
Exactly. But all those things are, and then you could leave the agenda box blank.
Yeah.
But you could have
Agenda
like your
supplies or
joke. You could have it
Yeah,
auto-populate all your dad jokes for you,
Yeah.
and then push those into the slides for you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me how to do that.
I've been like.
We're gonna have Chandler do a little video and post it somewhere so that everybody has access to that.
Yeah. That's the thing. Let's see what's next.
I don't know.
Bettering ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your plan for bettering yourself as we come upon this brand new school year?
So, for my personal life, believe it or not, there's some self-confidence issues. And not in necessarily what I do as a teacher. Like, I'm pretty confident in what I do as a teacher, and I'm pretty confident in who I am as a person and as a man and those things. Where I'm not always comfortable or confident is in my friendships. Like, I get in my head. So say me and you haven't talked for a couple days. I will get to the point where I'm like, Chandler doesn't want to do the podcast. She's not actually enjoying it. She's not having any fun. She doesn't actually like hanging out with me.
Wow.
Like, I need to find a way to back up. And not just you. I have done it like with friends all around. It tends to be work people usually, where I'm like, oh no, they're just putting up with me because I happen to be there and whatever. Even though, like, I don't want to throw out a bunch of names, but like I have a friend named Melissa at the high school, and she is like my teacher idol. She's who I want to be when I grow up. She's won Teacher of the Year. She does all these incredible things, gender studies, all these things. We've hung out multiple times. We talk on the phone. We do all these things. When I don't hear from her for a while, I assume that she doesn't actually want to be my friend anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is that does it. And I'm terrible at communication. Like when it comes to texting friends or something like that, I'm terrible at it. But what usually happens is I go through this anxiety thing and fully spiral, and then I get a text from you that goes, "Oh my God, guess what I got for the for the podcast? I'm so excited. When do you want to record?" And I'm like, "Oh, she hasn't given up on me." And so one of the things I've been working on is just trusting it.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody needs to be my friend or wants to be my friend, and that's okay. But like, I have to stop doubting the people who are my friends and assuming that they don't want to be my friend. And I have no idea why I'm like that, but it's all the time. It happens all the time.
I think that's a people thing. I think that a lot of people feel that way. I think as I've gotten older, that something like in me is like, I think as when I was a kid, I'd always go to that, oh my God, they don't want to be my friend and blah, blah, blah. But, and really, honestly, just, it goes with clothes, just being sober for me, like that's something that like really, I started realizing that, okay, people do like me. Yeah. People do like me. Yeah. But yeah, I can still get in that hole too when I don't hear from somebody. And I'm like you, where I'll be like not communicating at all. Like I didn't check my text messages today until 1:30. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And then I'm like, why haven't I heard from such and such? Like, because you're not communicating, Chandler. Yeah. So the thing that I want to be better at, mine is, I want to try to, a few years ago, I heard about this like not complaining challenge. And so that's the thing I think I want to try starting this school year.
I like that.
Is that because I can get into a spiral about, okay, so every single year I start the year off, I'm bouncy, I'm like fresh, I'm like, oh, yes. And then I'll get into like this real big hole where I'm like questioning being a teacher and, and then I'll completely forget and be like, oh, I love teaching again, but that back and forth. But I think a lot of it has to do that I get bogged down by things that are out of my control. And I complain about things that, and so this isn't saying like not expressing myself or not trying to come up with solutions when there are problems, but I think about those things that I just don't have any control over. Yeah. Like not whining, well, and I'm whining about them. Like not whining about them. That's the thing I think I want to really check myself, because I think it's one of the things that might keep me from some of that burnout that I start to feel.
Especially when it's something you don't have any influence over. You can't change it. You can't, like, worrying and complaining about something, how someone else is going to react, or the job that somebody else did, or like, I don't have any control over that. Mm-hmm. So complaining about it it's not going to make the situation better. It's not going to provide a fix. It's not going to, like, I can't do anything about it. So complaining is just that. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to have a conversation and try to make things better, great. But if it's just whining or whatever, it's hard to.
Yeah. No.
That's a big one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. I have good hope for it. Yeah. And now we're into our podcast. Should we have a transition noise?
We should.
Yeah, we so should, and I'm so ready for this. The transition noise will be, woohoo! It's time to start.
Uh-huh. I did hear that you got a little lecture about sounds from.
What was that?
From my wife.
Oh yeah. She's like, Chandler, I think maybe we've reached a climax with the cat noises.
Yeah. I think it's okay as long as we've got to mix in some other things.
I know,
when
I
it's
know.
just cat noises all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I love him so much, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Let's
Okay.
get started on today's question.
Yeah. So today we're kind of talking about this is episode 7 now.
Yes. What are we going to do for episode 10? Are we going to dress in uniform onesies?
I just found my Captain America onesie in my classroom today.
Yeah, we should. I'll wear my Robin one.
Oh.
I wonder if I still fit in.
You know, nobody actually watches this. I mean, we'll cut clips for them.
Yeah, we'll cut clips.
Yeah.
We'll cut
I haven't
clips
actually
for that.
looked at. I uploaded to YouTube. I haven't actually looked to see if we have viewers or not.
Yeah, we have probably like 1 million.
Probably.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Probably should be monetizing that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So today is episode 7. We're going to talk today about kind of the end of summer, beginning of the school year. I mean, we kind of started this podcast in the heat of the middle of the year with everything going, and it's easy to jump into some big topics and things like that because they're hot topics in education. But now that we've got some steam moving forward, we can just kind of talk about the school year and whatever. And our school year starts in a couple of weeks. And so we want to talk about what that looks like from some different teacher viewpoints. So when you go in and you are going to set up your classroom, I've seen the TikTok. Day one for a teacher is you walk in and you just stand in the center of the room and spin circles and go, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God, what am I going to do? Day 2, according to TikTok, you pull everything that is in your classroom into the center of the room and go, okay, this is all my stuff. Now I need to put it all away. Is that your first 2 days in the classroom?
That's according to TikTok.
That's according to TikTok.
Well, and we know TikTok
my algorithm at least.
So we know that TikTok is truth. So that has to.
Yeah.
I need to start changing things up.
It's not even my algorithm. It's the Nerducator's algorithm. I forget I have my own account.
I would say that my first 5 years of teaching was that. It was, okay, I got to pull everything apart and then put everything back together.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a little bit smarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard on another podcast, it's not even educated related, but Diary of a CEO, they were talking about do things for your future self, take care of your future self. The first thing that I do, so what I do for my summer Chandler that's coming in on her summer break to set up her classroom is end of the school year Chandler, make sure that everything is cleaned out. All the things that I have not used that year are gone. That way I'm not spending time doing that. That's my first thing.
Yeah.
Take care. And then I don't spend an entire day looking at it. It's every year my classroom looks different, but it's just, okay, instead of putting that here, that here, that here, and that process is about an hour now. It's not hours and hours.
Yeah.
And then it's put the furniture, any furniture that's been moved because of cleaning, put furniture back. Clean out cabinets of things that I've like stored away, so that makes cleaning easier. And then it's let's see what I have here. Clean out. Then it's finesse. Then it's what do I want on the walls? Do I need to redo borders? Do I want to keep these same bulletin boards up? And then I'm playing around with my text. That's kind of my classroom setup. My first few weeks, well, that's another question, but I've got that, like, I've got a whole bunch of things that I pull from depending on the kind of class that I have. But we'll get into that later.
So your start is furniture, walls, tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically my first couple of days, is figure out what the furniture is going to look like, get the desks kind of where I want them, get cabinets where I want them, things like that. Make sure tech is hooked up. And then, then you start pulling stuff out of cabinets and drawers. I try to take care of future Russell, but sometimes May and June Russell is like, I don't care at all. Just put this in a cabinet somewhere so that it's out of the way. And so there's a mix of, I don't know what I did with, I spent about 20 minutes today looking for my whiteboard markers. I'm like, I know I had a whole container of them, and they just were stashed in a corner somewhere. And so that's why I go in early, is to make sure that I'm set up, whatever. And then it starts getting into the nitty gritty and setting up Canvas classes, doing some of those kinds.
Well, and I'm doing that kind of like in between. Like I'll do, like I did a hour and a half this morning looking through all the TikToks that I had sent myself
Hmm.
of activities that I wanted to do.
I've
And
got the same thing. My
Mhm.
bookmarked TikToks are all, in fact, if you were to log into the Nerducator account,
Mm.
it's all just bookmarked teacher ideas that I want to go back and
Yeah.
look at that I follow.
Well, and then, because I have those, some things that I think are always really important is to have those filler activities. So like my brain break and my team building, and my phonics, like I have all these different decks that I just add quick activities to from that too. That's another part of my beginning of the school year.
Okay, but
So
let's wait on that for just a minute.
okay.
What is your actual classroom like? How are your desks set up?
Mm.
Are you groups? Are you rows? Are you a giant U? Are
Yes,
you?
I'm glad you asked this. I am, again, every year I do it differently, but I've gotten to the point where I want what do the students need. So I have a 6 top, a 4 top, two 2 tops, the high top table in the back, and then a row of 5 tables right in front of my desk. So that, okay, do you need to be like right with me? Do you need to work with a group? Do you just want to be with a partner? Do you need to just scoot your desk away and have your own space?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm doing it this year.
Okay.
Which I kind of started last year too. I had 4 tops and 2 tops basically, but this year I'm going a step further.
So I am mostly in 4 top, and I go back and forth between hetero and homogeneous levels and
Homo levels.
Yeah.
Homo levels high.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at myself,
Yeah.
people that are listening.
Yeah, yeah. There's homo levels over there, and then there's hetero levels over here. We're gonna get canceled before we.
That's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay for me to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
You cancel me because of that. All right. Whatever.
Yeah. And part of that for me is that I'm big on Kagan collaborative structures.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started, I wanted groups, and so I put students in groups, and this is a whole separate thing. But like, what I realized was group work doesn't work. Collaborative work does, and we can talk about all of that kind of stuff
Yeah,
later.
that could be a
but,
whole
like,
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm still in groups of 4, is because I think the structured collaboration is more. I don't want to say it's more important than my classroom management being
Mhm.
easier, but like, yeah, if I put you in rows like it's 1970, my classroom management's going to get a little bit easier, but academic discourse now doesn't happen.
Right.
And so I'm big on groups for stuff like that. But I also have some high top tables that I've like refinished with cool, like, one is made out of baseball cards, one is a Captain America shield.
Go back to episode 1. to
Oh yeah, we
see-
sat at the
Yeah.
Captain America table.
Uh-huh.
And some stuff like that. So there's like some different kinds of seating levels and things like that. And I've got a chill corner over on one side, and
Mhm.
I've got some video games and stuff in the back, and some TVs mounted in the room, and comic books all over the wall, and records, and all kinds of stuff like that. And the one thing I am very pointed about when I set up my room is I do not want math on the wall.
Hmm.
And I don't want student work on the wall.
Hmm.
I don't want math on the wall because most people are scared of math. And I want you to be in an environment where you feel like it's geared towards you a little bit, and that it's fun and cool and a place where you can just be. And so I don't put math on the wall, and I don't put student work on the wall because I teach 100 kids a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was that kid who never got his work on the wall.
Mm.
And all I think about is that kid. The kid who can't write more than 2 sentences because he just doesn't have the language. And now I'm going to put his 2 sentences up against the essays that everybody else did, or something like that. Or that kid just never gets their work up on the wall. They're not going to work harder. They're going to stop working because I can't be successful here. And I need my room, especially because it's math, to be a place where you feel as many success. So I don't want big, scary math problems all. And I'll have anchor charts and stuff throughout the year, but they're not the focus of.
Yeah, I add anchor charts as we go. I have because I have the same students first through fourth period. I have a wall um that has folders where I collect all their work throughout the entire year and one thing's displayed at a time because it makes open house a lot easier. And they have that just to collect and it's like a nice little way to keep their portfolio. And then I do have a one pager wall, but I'm obsessed with one pagers. So
Well, but you also are in a little bit of a different situation because you have those kids for 4 periods, so you've got 20-something kids. And then you've got an AVID class at the end of the day, whatever. So at most, you're looking at 60 if they're super, super full.
Yeah.
And
well,
probably
and I
not even
rotate.
that,
And the one pager wall, I'm always rotating ones in and out. And those kids that never get it on the wall, I'm making it a point. So, like, my little type A heart, I'm going,
yeah.
I'll put that up for everybody to see because I know they worked so hard on it.
Yeah.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah. There is something, if you're able to do that, I think it's incredible. It's a great ego boost for all the kids.
But
whatever.
having 100 kids, I didn't do it when I taught English.
And the number of back to school or open house or whatever where a parent comes in and they're like, well, where's your paper? And you're like, no, I don't want this to be a compare your paper against everybody else's. Or why is yours up there and why not yours? Or like, it just, I'm not about it. I haven't found a way to make it work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your entire wall would have to be.
Yeah,
You'd like have to have like my wall, but on a larger scale.
Yeah, it has to be an entire. Yeah.
And then managing that, I have Miss Lita.
Oh, yeah.
So I go, put these up on the wall for me, Miss Lita.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Yeah. Maybe if I get a student teacher this year or some interns or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of that's the physical setup. We start with like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What is that ish? Like, don't go through your whole day or whatever, but like, what do you do? Yeah. At 8 o'clock,
And then you want me to do it by minute?
8:05. Yeah. Well, you go every 5 from 8 to 2:30. Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be the longest podcast.
The beginning of the year is about routines. Teaching them the routines in a really fun way. The way that I do random groupings, the way that we do teamwork or collaboration, and then lots of fun team building, getting to know you. It's all that. I think that my most favorite thing that I do with students when we come back is they do the portrait of themselves and then things that they like, and then I put that up on the wall. I have a giant map. And I put a string from their picture to where they're from, connecting their picture to where they're from in the world. I think that's one of my favorite activities I do with them. But I do a lot of stuff that's like that, so that it's like, because they're feeling anxious. It's like they got their back to school outfit on, and they're like, oh, how was such and such a summer? I wonder if such and such is going to notice me. They've got all these like preteen things
or
going
they
on.
don't have a back to school
and
outfit
that too.
And they're looking at everybody else that does.
Exactly. So I want it to be like low floor. I want everything to be like, I want to have a lot of fun. But at the same time, I want you to know, like, all right, these are my expectations.
Yeah.
This is what I want to see in the classroom. What do you want to see in the classroom?
I have almost basically the same thing written down, like fun, relatable things to teach the structures that we're going to use. And then there's some silly things. My room is a busy room. There's a lot happening in there. And so we do a scavenger hunt. And part of that is I need you to go touch the comic book and look at all the album covers and like play with the toys and pick up a remote control and do all the things so that when we start, you're not distracted by the 20 comics that are up on the wall and whatever. Like you've got a day. Touch all the things, play all the things, know where everything's at, all of that. And then we do Russell trivia, which is questions there's no way they would know the answer to.
I love those.
Like,
I love doing that with my AVID kids.
Like the name of my best friend in junior high and how many cities have I lived in? And just nonsense that there's no way they should know the right answer. And listening to them cry and whine about how am I supposed to even know this is just the best.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But then they get to see this, like the me as a person, because it is about me, and some different details than you typically hear about your teachers and things like that. And yeah, and just a way to kind of, and then a lot of those things you were talking about, where we're gonna do some low floor things to try to get everybody to learn how we get our calculators. We're gonna do things so that this is how you talk to each other in a group, and this is how you, when you need to do this or you need to whatever. We have fun little silly games to play or something like that, where you're using those structures so that you're focused on the structure and the fun and not the structure and, oh my God, I'm also trying to solve an equation.
Yeah. Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
Next. Our next question.
What is something new that you are going to try this year as a teacher? So we've talked a lot, you and I don't know how much of it has been on the podcast, about like continuing to grow and learn new things and challenge ourselves and challenge each other and to continue to try to get better and to continue to grow. And so one of the things that I think we both often do is like find, and I mean, not say what we both often do. What I do is I have like a theme for the year. So like I want to really work on my project-based learning or my notebook or whatever it is. Like there's a big overarching self-paced, standard-paced, whatever it is. And like, that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's what I'm going to spend my time trying to learn this year. And sometimes that just means challenging yourself with something new. And sometimes it's getting better at something else. But, so one of the things we were talking about doing is this year is starting. Is there something that is new for you this year that you want to challenge yourself with?
Yeah, so I know one of the things I'm doing that's not necessarily a new thing, but it's just getting to know and using Canvas again with kids. I think that's one thing. But I have the same goal from last year because it's just been a huge challenge with newcomer students, is getting better at teaching math to my newcomers. And I'm going to, that big plan that you made for the school, I'm going to dive into that and see how I can teach that to my kids. Rather, I mean, every year I try something it's the biggest challenge I think I've had as a teacher, because I've taught math before when I was in a self-contained sixth grade classroom. I taught math, and I had small groups going, just like I did in my English class, and like I had a whole thing. But y'all, it is a whole nother level when you are teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math to students who don't speak English.
Yeah.
Like,
not even to mention whatever their academic math skills are.
And there have been times that I have gone, Lord Jesus, help me. We are just gonna do ST math today. We're just gonna do just some drills, and that is it, Jesus, because yesterday I almost like exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my goal this year.
Yeah. I have days, even as a full-time math teacher, where I'm like, just get on iReady. Like, just give me 20 minutes. Just stop. Everybody pull out a computer and get on iReady for a minute. Like, we need to regroup, and I need a couple of minutes to try to figure out what that looks like. So just chill out.
Yeah. But when I have like a whole group, they're so good. They love me so much, and I love them so much. But when they're looking up at me, they're like pretending to do, and I can tell. I'm like, y'all are pretending. Y'all are pretending like you understand me. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, because it's a lot of, you have to think about scaffolding the vocabulary. You have to think about, I cannot give them a lot like heavy word problem. It's just like it's a whole thing.
it'd be interesting to see if you could pull up, because there's a lot of kind of through lines with sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade in terms of the math standards. And so if there was a way where you could do, we're gonna talk about proportions. We're all gonna do the vocabulary, and then because the vocabulary is gonna be similar at the very least for all 3 years, and then people who are at a sixth grade level ish are going to do this part. Seventh grade is going to do this. Eighth grade, I mean, it'd be extra work and whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's that, and then you also have to. I really do have to keep in mind, and that's what I use my para for. Are my students that are like, if you don't have the language, and you're at a first grade level, you have to be taught the first grade stuff.
Yeah.
I cannot try to teach you you cannot do the sixth grade math lessons in the period. Yeah. If you don't know what 1 + 1 is, like, let's do that. Let's do that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is my goal. I'm gonna get at it again.
Okay.
I don't give up. I like to do something well, and I will keep at it until I do it well. Yeah. What's yours?
So in terms of what's new, the new thing for me this year, and I went around and around because I'm trying a lot. But the new thing really is I'm taking over the leadership class at the site. And leadership is really taking off in the district in terms of what the expectations are and what they're involved with and all those things. And I love it. And I think it can have a big impact on the culture at our site, for the kids and for staff. But it's a big lift, and it's not just a regular elective. And I'm very excited about it, but I've never taught. It's one of the few electives I haven't taught before. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to people like Bags.
There's our shout out to Bags. Because Bags likes to dress up like the minions.
Yeah.
Banana.
Yeah. So I've been talking to other people who teach leadership quite a bit, trying to get a feel for when to do things and how to do things. And it's tough because you will have a site on one side of town that says, oh, our PTO or PTSA or PTO, whatever they are, we've got $65,000 just sitting in the bank to be spent on whatever. And I'm like,
wow.
Oh, that's great. Our PTO is a mom and dad who are married and have an 8th grade son who's going to promote this year, and we have no money. And our entire PTO is 2 people.
I know.
So that's great that you've got $65,000 and you want to do all these things. Some of the schools don't have. So I've ruffled some feathers already this summer.
Yay!
Talking about equity and not equality.
What?
Yeah. I'm not everybody's favorite.
Yeah, that's okay. Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I remember when I started in the district and I thought I was just teaching English. And I'm being walked down the hall. I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited to teach English. And my principal says, oh, yeah, you're also teaching history, too. I was like, oh, okay. All right. And then it just came to me, I better ask if I'm teaching anything else. And I go, am I teaching anything else? And they're like, oh, yeah, also ELD. And I was like, okay, all right. And leadership. And I go, what's leadership? And she goes, what do you want it to be?
That's similar. My first year in this district was at the same school a couple years before you were there.
And we love this principal, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got hired to teach 7th grade math, and I was like, awesome. And then I showed up like a week before school started to try to figure out how to be a teacher and get my classroom set up. And they're like, oh yeah, you also have math lab. And I was like, okay, what's math lab? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, well, what's the curriculum? And they're like, oh, there's no curriculum. And I'm like, oh, well, who's in the class? And they're like, oh, well, whoever schedule it fits. Okay. And they said, oh, you also have another elective. What do you want to teach? And I'm like, what? What do you mean, what do I want to teach? I'm credentialed to teach math and apparently math lab. And they're like, well, yeah, but you also need another elective. I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't even know how to teach math yet. And so I think I had sports elective or journalism or something like it. I'm not a fan of the elective process in our district
Yeah.
where it is just pick some nonsense and teach it to a random group of kids who didn't get to pick that class.
Yeah, they love that. They
Yeah.
love. That leadership class. I definitely had some good kids that were like ride or die with me. We're like, all right, we'll try this out with you, Ms. Chandler. I have some kids in there, and I do not blame them that sit in the back, arms crossed, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I know.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been in middle school. I wouldn't have been a leadership person.
Yeah.
You got to be outgoing and talk to people and do like, oh, pass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. And then there's some things I want to get better at that aren't new, but I want to make sure that I am using Kagan structures in every lesson. And then some of the stuff that was in that plan for math, like making sure that I'm doing number talks, making sure that I'm doing number sense every day, making sure that I'm doing building thinking classrooms to some extent, routine, weekly, monthly, whatever it is. And then pushing my grading more towards standards based. Like at the last site we were at together, I had gotten to 100% standards based. Everything was leveled standards that you could assess whenever you wanted. Kids could retake all those things. Like I had it set, but it took me 10 years to get there. So I have a 3-year plan to try to get to 100% standards based. And I may jump in a little bit quicker than that, but I've got 8th graders and it'll be a little bit easier to do that. But yeah, it's trying to make my class, like the engagement and learning better, but also to make the feedback and scoring and grade whatever better.
Yeah, that's really funny because that's mine. The feedback, with a little bit of a twist. When I was teaching English in Avid, I got really good at giving students feedback, like with whole class feedback, and was on one Google Doc that was embedded in my Canvas classroom. So, and when they went onto the homepage, that feedback was there with the most recent assignment at the top, and like the glows, the great things, and the grows, the things that kids need to work on that particular assignment, right at the top for the whole class. I really like doing that, and I really want to get back to that. And student self-grading. I think for Avid it really works because it's reflective, and usually kids are really honest about they usually
or rougher.
Most of them grade themselves lower, so it's conversations about like, no, you've turned everything in.
It's the same thing though as I can say, you look incredible, your hair's fine, whatever, all these things. But when I look at myself, I go, oh, you need to work out more, and you need to, because we're tougher on ourselves than we are on people. Even when it comes to self-grading for kids, they tend to be a little bit tougher on themselves in general. Not everybody,
you have that. I'm thinking of the one kid now. Yeah, I should get an A. I get an A, and I'm like, you haven't turned in anything at all.
This is the 3rd time you've been here this year.
Yeah. Did you know you're in my class?
Yeah, I don't know your last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. So I just got to really think about, what do I want my Aries to look like? What do I want my grade books to look like? Do I want that to still be standards based? Like I'm just kind of like mulling that over. Yeah. But like your midterm grade and your final grade are not going to be what's in that grade book. So it's just something I'm playing around with in my head.
One of the difficulties too is trying to get better at all the things we talked about trying to get better at, and doing something new without burning yourself out. So making sure, like, I would love to give oral or written feedback on every single assignment all year long, but I've got 100 kids and not enough hours. And so knowing if I give written or oral feedback, it is good feedback once a week or whatever it is, so that you're not trying to create systems at the beginning of the year that aren't sustainable for an entire school year.
Well, that's what I like about that sheet that I do.
Yeah.
Is that most kids see like, oh, she's noticing a lot of kids are doing that. I didn't do that. I need to go back and do
Mhm.
it. Oh, I did that thing over there too. That the grow. I didn't do that. I need
Yeah.
to. Or oh yeah, look at me. I did. I'm doing all that.
And I don't mean just for
So-
you. I mean
No, I
in
know what you
general
mean.
for
So I'm always
teachers.
thinking though, that's what I'm always thinking about is how can I maximize my efficiency with my time and with my ability to give students feedback to get as much done as possible without That's why I think that's why I'm so obsessed with ChatGPT, quite frankly, is because or just AI in general is because there are all these ways that like rather than spending an hour down a rabbit hole trying to find that one perfect thing, I can use AI to quickly do it for me. There's even like a coloring sheet generator. I can type Batman teaching a class of superheroes and supervillains,
Yeah.
and it will generate that worksheet for me, that coloring sheet.
Yeah.
So whereas
We're
before,
living in the future.
yeah, I mean, but I can make that, and it was a really good. I'm thinking about printing and coloring it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's that.
I feel like at some point we need to have Briggs on, and the two of you can just talk AI, and I'll sit and look pretty in the corner. I'll
Yeah.
furiously take notes on all the things I need to get better at. And
Oh yeah, it's good. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. I'd love to go to a conference that was AI and education.
Well, I mean, Q was a big.
I
He
know
was
going in
big
that
in AI,
direction.
yeah.
The last one I went to, they were talking. Shout out
Yeah.
Q.
Yeah, Q Palm Springs last year was I mean, it's incredible every year, but
Mhm.
it was very heavy in AI.
Got to figure out how to get there. Got to get back there.
Not expensive. It's not expensive to get there. It's not expensive to register. It's expensive to have a hotel room.
No. Hmm.
Because the registration's a couple $100,
I
and you
know.
can drive down there for $100.
I'll have a lemonade stand on the weekend.
Yeah.
Ah, problem solved.
Yeah.
There we go. Everybody come to my lemonade stand on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Perfect.
That's probably a good place for us to end it for the week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my one last thing,
Mhm.
the thing that I am trying to get better at
Oh yeah.
personally is trusting that my friends haven't all turned on me magically. And the thing that I am trying to do now is when I feel that start to come on, is to text or call that person
Like
and
that.
take some personal responsibility and just reach out and say, hey, I was thinking about you or something. Because I sit and wait for somebody else to text and spiral. And so my suggestion to you out there who also do that, I'm looking at you, middle school, when you're like, they don't like me anymore, is reach out. Don't reach out and say, hey, did you stop being my friend? But reach out and say, hey, I was thinking about you, I miss you, whatever it is. So Chandler, be ready for those random texts.
I will.
Melissa up at the high school will be ready for those random texts. Yeah, whoever else I'm not thinking of.
George.
Be ready for those random.
Friend. George.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, and stay nerdy and educated.
Yeah. And good luck getting school started. Kids, teachers, parents. I know my brother listens to this, and he's got a bunch of kids about to go back to school, which means he's going to have a quieter house during the day when he's home, if he's home during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So some of us are less excited and some of us are more excited.
True.
The parents are like, oh my God, the kids are finally going away. Teachers are like, oh my God, the kids are finally coming back.
Can't I just get my classroom set up and then have it?
And then go back on break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks nice. I'll take another month.
Yeah. I do miss the kids.
I do too.
I do. Like right now while they're not here.
Yeah.
Once they're in front of me, I'm going to be like, I don't miss it anymore.
Let's have another 3 months off. And then, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Instead of we have 3 months off, we teach a day. 3 months off, we teach a day.
I do a week.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually, and it might be a whole separate thing, I would like to go to a year-round, like 45-15, 60-15 or something. The learning loss as a math teacher, I spent the first
Yeah.
2 months of the school repeating what was already done. And then the last 2 months of school is testing and nonsense. So half the year is gone.
Yeah.
Where if you were just out for a couple weeks and then you came back for a couple weeks and whatever, and that's what I had when I was young.
You liked it?
You get, yeah, every month and a half you get a 3-week vacation.
I guess that's not bad. Do I get a month somewhere?
So what happens though is, well, probably I'm going to set up whatever we want, but like
we're in charge.
certain, I mean, it was in elementary school when I was this, and so there was an A, B, C, D, and so everybody got like all the A people had 3 weeks, and then the B people had 3 weeks, and then
Yeah. You might be able to talk me into it.
you could do 60-20, where you get a month off, and you do 60. You do 2 months and then get a month off.
I like that. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. With that.
Bye. That was extended. That was like half tiger, half cat. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.